afternoon, Yeladim, and welcome back for more children's Torah stories. Today's story is called The Big Tower, and this happens quite a while after the flood. Remember, Noah and his family went on their big boat, and they went over the water, and eventually they stopped on the mountains of Ararat, and then they came off and they gave a present to Hashem. And what special thing did Hashem make to show that he will never destroy the world again? A rainbow. Well, that was all well and good for a long, long time. And Noah and his family had children, and they had more children, and they had more children, until suddenly there were lots of people in the world again, and everyone could understand each other. Everyone knew what the other one wanted. They were all living together so happily. That sounds like a good thing, right? I think that's a marvelous idea. But then people decided to have a bad idea. They said, do you know what we should do? We should fight with Hashem. What do you think, Yeladim? Is that a great idea to go and start fighting with Hashem? Terrible idea. Why is it such a bad idea? Well, there are two reasons why. The first reason is because Hashem is so good and kind to us. Hashem is good to us. Why would we want to go and fight with Hashem? Why would we want to be mean to Hashem when Hashem is so kind and good to us? That doesn't make any sense. Imagine that your mom or dad bring you a delicious lunch and then you go, rah, 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 and you start smacking them. Good idea? No way, Jose. I don't think you should try that at all. Hashem gives us such wonderful things all the time. Hashem gives us air to breathe, and food and water, and clothes, our life, that we can look with our eyes, all these kinds of things. That's from Hashem. And now they want to go fight with Hashem. What a bad thing to do. That's problem number one. Problem number two is that you can't even fight with Hashem. What are you going to do? You want to try smack Hashem? Smacky smack. Yeah, can't. What do you mean fight with Hashem? Well, what it means is we will say, we choose what's right and wrong, not Hashem. That's what they wanted to say. It doesn't matter what Hashem says is right and wrong. We will choose what is right and wrong. Well, Yeladim, I think that's also a very, very bad idea. Because what if they would decide it's right to just take whatever you want? Oh, someone else has got a nice toy. I would like it. It's fine for me to take it. But Hashem says no. Well, we're not listening to Hashem anymore. We are listening to each other. So we are the bosses now, not Hashem. Oh, what if I feel cross and I want to push someone over? Well, if we all say that's fine, then that's what we're going to do. And they stop listening to what Hashem says. Well, that is really not a good idea at all. And Hashem was not very happy with this, not one little bit. That they decided, we're going to be the boss, we won't listen to Hashem. And you know what they wanted to do? To show how great and clever and good they are, they said, we are going to build the biggest tower that ever there was. And they all started getting together to build this enormous tower. And they started making it higher and higher and higher and higher. And they all needed to work together to build this high tower. So they were all helping each other. And this one was saying, please pass me the brick from the bottom. And the other one would pass it up. And then he puts up the brick. And then he would say, excuse me, I need more bricks, let's get more. And they would put it up. But you know what? They also stopped caring about each other and started caring only about the tower. Exactly like what you saw now. They're trying to build. You pass that to me, please. They're trying to build the tower so high, they didn't even notice that someone fell off and banged his head. Ow, ow, ow. Well, that's what started happening. They just started saying, the only thing that matters is building the tower higher and higher so we can show how great we are and we don't have to listen to Hashem anymore. So Hashem said a funny joke. Hashem said, where's that tower? Where's that tower? It's so tiny, I can't see it. Let me look down, down, down. Oh, there it is. I almost didn't see it. That's what Hashem said as a joke. They were all saying, oh, we built the big tower. We're the best ever. And Hashem saying, oh, where's that tower? Oh, there it is. And this is the tower that the people were building to fight with Hashem, to say, we are not going to listen to Hashem anymore. We are going to do it all by ourselves. We will decide what is right and wrong. Well, Hashem says, okay, people. I don't like this one little bit. I think it is time for something to change. Do you know what Hashem decided to do, Yeladim? He didn't make another flood to wash them away. Because remember, Hashem promised he would never do that. And also Hashem said, well, they are all working together, even if they aren't being so nice to each other. But the problem is, they all want to get together and say, we decide what's right and wrong. We don't want to listen to Hashem. So Hashem said, well, what would happen if they couldn't understand each other anymore? And so do you know what Hashem did? Hashem made all different languages. And Hashem made them all start speaking different languages. Do you know what different languages are, Yeladim?
Yeah.
Who here knows some different languages? Who knows English? Put up your hand if you know some English. And who knows Hebrew? And who knows Afrikaans? And who knows Yiddish?
Not me.
And who knows Xhosa?
Not me.
Or Zulu?
No.
Or French? Or Japanese? Or Mandarin? Well, there are so many different languages in the world. And if people don't understand each other, it started getting so hard. So do you want to know what happened? You had two guys over here who were trying to talk to each other. And one of them was up at the top and he wanted the other guy to please pass him a hammer. But he was speaking English and this other guy didn't understand English. He only understood French. So the guy at the top said, please give me a hammer. And do you know what he think he meant? He thought he meant, please give me a tickle. So he went to tickle him. Tickle. No, I don't want a tickle. I want a hammer. But he thought he was saying, I want another tickle. Tickle. And then the next time they wanted to do something, this guy said, oh, I'm so tired. I need a drink of water. But he only spoke French. Solange, how do you say that in French? Please, can I have water?
Donnez-moi de l'eau.
Sorry?
Donnez-moi de l'eau.
Donnez-moi de l'eau. The law. That's what he says. And this one says, what? You want to go down low? And he grabbed him and he pushed him down low to the bottom. And he said, no, that wasn't what I was saying. And another one said, I know a little bit of French. Another one said, oh, I'd really love an egg. L'oeuf, an egg. So he says, oh, you want some love? I'll give you a big hug. And he said, no, I didn't say I want love. I want le'ev. I want the egg. Well, guys, it just got more and more crazy. Because when this one would try and get new bricks, then that one would pour water on his head. When this one wanted to climb up a ladder, that one would put a squashed banana on his face. It just got crazier and crazier, and they couldn't understand each other at all. And eventually they said, no, 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 we cannot do this anymore. And the other one said, oh, what did you say? You want me to smack you on the nose? Because they couldn't even say that to each other. So eventually they all decided that they just can't carry on building the tower. And instead of this tower getting higher and higher and bigger, they just left it. And they all went away. And little by little bits of the tower fell off. Until today, it's not even a big tower. It's just an old bashed down tower that we can look at it and say, oh, that's interesting. They tried to make something. So they thought they were going to build the biggest tower ever. And everyone would say, oh, we don't need Hashem anymore. People are even better than Hashem and we should decide what to do. But they saw that they could not do it by themselves. Of course, we need to listen to Hashem and not try to say, oh, we better than Hashem. We'll do it all by ourselves. Because we couldn't even talk to each other or understand each other without ending up putting squashed banana on each other's faces. And so they all went away to their different places and they stopped trying to build the giant tower. Well, I must tell you, after that, the story gets better. Because even though the story from the beginning, people were not so fantastic most of the time. Remember, you had Adam and Chava. Hashem tells them one thing: don't eat from the tree of knowledge and good and bad. Do they listen? No. Then Hashem has Cain and Hevel. And are they good to each other? Also no. And then you have the people stealing from each other, so Hashem washes them away. And then you have the big tower they want to fight with Hashem. So a lot of the things here have not been so great. But from now is going to be something fantastic. We are going to meet two people who are so good, so kind, so brave, so amazing, so clever, so nice, that they are going to change the whole world. Do you want to know who these people are? Who are these two people who are going to change the whole world? Well, it's not Adam and Chava. I'll give you a clue. One of them is called Avraham, also known as Abraham. Avraham. And the other one is called Sarah. And Avraham and Sarah, actually, they weren't called Avraham and Sarah yet. They were first called Avram and Sarai. But one of the things that's amazing about them is that they are going to be the very first Jewish people. Do you want to hear about Avram and Sarai, Yeladim? I can't wait to tell you, but we're out of time for today. So I'm going to have to tell you tomorrow. But I'm so glad you came so we could have stories together. Thanks, everyone. Bye.